I don't know about that, but oh wait, I think I know about that.
Strategic talent.
Get official for sure.
Should we start? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our Startup Founders Showcase focused on hardware and AI. I'm your host, or MC tonight, ST, and yeah. Thank you, everyone. I just want to thank all of you for coming. Thank you to our founders who came from all over the country and even all over the world to come in and give their own presentations for AI and hardware. And so, one thing that I'm looking forward to for this event is that we got AI and hardware coming together in one go. So this should be a good chance for a round of applause. Everyone, give a round of applause. All right. And yeah, thank you for that. And so what we're going to do is first we're going to thank our sponsor, Procopio, and also Panda Express by first bringing in Roger Rappaport on and have him give a quick give a quick introductory talk.
Thanks. How y'all doing? No, seriously, how y'all doing? It's not raining, at least until Saturday. It's like, that's amazing. Welcome, everybody. I really appreciate everybody coming tonight. Thank you, David, for organizing ST and all the volunteers. You guys are amazing. So I just have to pay for dinner real quick. As you may have noticed, the firm is Procopio. Procopio is a full-service law firm with offices all across the country, a couple hundred lawyers, all the different practice groups. I head up our emerging growth and venture capital practice group. And so I deal with startups from early stages in corporation all the way through IPO. So I think we paid for dinner. Now on to some more exciting stuff. You may have seen this sheet on your chair. Who's in a startup currently? Who's in a startup that's looking for funding? Okay, so I see a lot of new faces here, a lot of people that haven't been to my workshops. A couple of weeks ago, there was a workshop on developing a funding strategy, and I was an entrepreneur for 10 years before I became a lawyer. That was not a Freudian slip. But I really was an entrepreneur before I changed over to the dark side. And I didn't have a funding strategy, which didn't work out well for me. I pretty much made every mistake in the book. And so I just tell my clients, do what I didn't do or don't do what I did, and you'll be fine. And one of those things is developing a funding strategy. And I counsel my clients and I work with them in developing a funding strategy, which is identifying the next true inflection point from where you are, then building a model to understand what it's going to take in terms of funding to get from where you are to achieve that inflection point. And tomorrow night, we've got someone, really incredible woman. Her name is Efrat Kaznik. She's a Stanford professor and has her own company. And she's going through how to build a bottoms-up, inside-out model. So for those of you that are going to be looking for funding or that are in the process of looking for funding, take a look at this. Tomorrow night, Efrat Kaznik, she gives really good, practical, actionable takeaways in terms of how to build your model and a fundable model. And then next week, since I noticed that maybe one or two of you folks are doing something with AI, actually 2 weeks' time, we have VJ Reddy, who's a VC at Mayfield. I don't know if you've heard of the Mayfield Fund. It's one of the oldest, most established VC funds in Silicon Valley. He's going to be unleashed on the 25th. Just audience-driven, interactive. He heads up Mayfield's $260 million AI First Fund. They fund from $500,000 to $5 million. So if you're at the ideation stage, they'll fund 500 up to $5 million, depending on the team and what you're doing. So VJ is going to be here in this room. It's going to be a small, maybe 100 people, intimate, and good person if you're in AI to get to know him. And the last plug is next week I'm doing a workshop. It's 4 hours of pure hell. It's all about term sheets, seed, safe, convertible note, and Series A term sheets. We go through the term sheets. I explain all of the terms that matter to founders, those terms that impact control and the economics, your economic upside on exit. So that's the understanding the terms in term sheet workshop. Otherwise, thank you. Looking forward to a great event. And again, thank you all for coming.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Roger. And so we'll now have the founder of Startup Founder World and F50 Ventures, David Cao, to give a quick introduction. Give it a round.
Thank you all. First, I want everybody give a big round of applause to our volunteer team led by ST, Chris, and all the volunteers. Raise your hand. Where's Chris? Give them a big round of applause. Give them a big round of applause. So I have one simple question. How many very successful general AI companies you think will exist successfully, like after 2-3 years? 5, 10, 20, 100?
5-10%.
What is successful?
Like say $10 billion as a minimum valuation.
10.
Okay. How many hardware AI company can be successful over 10 billion? Of course, that's nearly 3-5 years.
3, 5.
Hardware AI, come on.
0.
3.
We need to believe this is the hardware AI company event. Okay. Got to be like thousands of them. Why? Think about AI as a brain. The brain, there's only one brain in your body, but there are lots of different parts to work on. You have hand, you have foot, you have eyes, you have stomach, you have lots of body parts to move the body. So what I believe that there will be far more numbers of hardware AI successful companies than the number of generic AI companies. That's why we organized this AI and hardware event. Of course, another reason, because I live in Texas, primarily I live in Austin, and Austin is a big hardware manufacturer center for North America. And also I'm pretty close to Monterrey, Mexico, which is also one of the hub for manufacturing in North America. One thing I always told many of my friends, okay, once the AI become very powerful, who is going to manufacture the sensors, the bodies, the controllers for the robots? Got to be somewhere in Texas or Mexico. Of course, not all of them, but many of them will be there. So now let's do a raise hand. How many of you are in the hardware and AI business? Raise your hand. Okay, how many of you are in the purely software and AI business? Raise your hand. Okay, that's still a lot of people. So I started the Startup Showcase program about 14, 12 years ago. Has been a long time. We presented several hundred companies last few years. We saw many successful companies. We also, some companies we selected weren't not able to make it. So we think Startup Showcase is a community as a service. So basically is we want to use this platform to help more companies to being discovered, being featured in our community, so more people can get to know them. So of course, want to give a big shout out to our sponsor today, Roger. Roger, thank you, Roger, for the great food and a great venue. Cool. Okay. So I also want to give a big shout to one of my very long-term friends. She's a very famous writer and journalist, Rebecca Fan. Can you stand up, raise your hand? Her book, Silicon Heartland, right, is a wonderful book, and you guys should check it out. And she's also has a very famous online series called Ask VC. She interviews tons of very famous VCs around the global. So should check out Ask VC. Rebecca, okay, great. So me, as I mentioned earlier, I live in Austin, Texas, and fly back to Palo Alto a lot. And also I do a little bit business in Mexico and Monterey. And if you ever come to Austin, I have a small ranch. We host lots of small founder extreme hiking events. We put the founder into a very difficult situation and ask them to get through the challenges. And our video, actually, we have one of our recap video is on our Startup Founder World YouTube channel. Feel free to check out. And welcome to Texas one day. And thank you. Enjoy your pitching.
All right, thank you, David. Yeah, just before we start, we want to lay out some ground rules for our presenters who are going to be presenting their ventures tonight. So we want you to present within 5 minutes. And if you noticed for this event, you noticed that there are not many any judges out here trying to looking to evaluate your startups, which is true because for this event we'll be having you guys provide your own vote and see who is the best startup and who do you think has made the best presentation. So yeah, we'll have an audience choice vote at the end of all the presentations. So we look forward to that as well. So we're going to have our first presenter, which is we'll have first presenter. We'll have Bert Wank. Come on up. Yeah, before we do that, let's first get your presentation set up.
Yeah. Well, version control is important.
All right, hold on. Yours is which one again? Infinite Real.
Real, yep.
Let me see. It's not moving. Yeah, might need a technical assist. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, we might need to do some manual movement. I think we could just do
Or is
this.
it
Yeah, like,
give you the link for the PowerPoint as well?
If it's a PDF, you probably want to open it with, so you default to Google Docs and change the format. Put it in Finder. Where's this file?
sorry.
Suspense.
Suspense.
Is that
Sorry. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, see if this works. Always have to move it. Shit.
Where can I see if there's a,
Okay, let me open this up, Finder.
pull it up in Finder.
We'll close this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see this.
Had a lot of good experiences in London.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
That's the Zoom. Let's go back to the Finder for a second. So this is the Finder.
That's nice, guys. Yeah. I think the best thing we could do is just share this and use the
Every 2 weeks. One tomorrow.
Well, this is like, click on the top left column.
Yes. So one of the European.
Ah, good. Okay. So this is testing. Yep. The right is good.
Yeah, apologies for the delay, guys. We'll have Bert present.
All right, thank you. Thank you for bearing with me. Bert Wang, founder and CEO of Infiniral Corporation. That stands for infinite reliability. We're the doctor for the heart of every renewable energy power plant. Why is that? Well, 9 out of 10 maintenance calls on those plants are related to the electronics, which is the heart of the plant, and it fails. 90% of those actually are random. Nobody knows why. And then with that, it's great that we have a 90% price reduction. But if you lose 90% of your price, wonder where the quality went. That's where we now introduce a process where we move the industry from a reactive maintenance aspect to a preventative, proactive role. That's actually a 10x return for our clients. We have invented, and I challenge you to prove me wrong, the first system that can not only predict, but actually prevent power electronics using AI in our money-making machine on this side. This is actually our EKG, our heart monitoring machine, the energy cardiograph. It's as effective as a traffic light because red means stop and yellow means you have a problem. Check it out. The trick is that we actually measure the heartbeat ourselves. Then software applies, extracts the signature of pre-failures, and then it's AI and machine learning that recognizes the pattern to tell our clients what they need to replace and how much time they have. Our clients make money 3 ways. Uptime means money. If you avoid downtime, it hits straight to the bottom line. And then if we extend the life of the asset, the inverter, lives longer than it would otherwise, it hits cash flow. Very important, the lifeline. Okay, and we're moving forward. Okay. David, I need some help.
Yeah, you need to control.
He's frozen.
I'm lost control.
He's frozen.
I couldn't predict that failure. Room for improvement. Okay, let me try again. No. Okay, good. Let me introduce you where this goes. This is a little big. We will shrink it eventually to chip level, semiconductor. That's my background. At that point, we can scale from tens of these units to millions, being on board of every single power converter that needs to be reliable. That's where we're going to go, and that's our exit path. Now, the proprietary sensor information is the key to everything. If you want to eat good food, start with good ingredients, same way. When we launch our product this year, actually we've been out in the field with this unit for a first field trial. It's a project first. We show our customers how they make money, what they see today with us that they don't see before, and then we move them along to a service subscription model, annual service subscription. That's dollars per megawatt per year. That's how we make money. This is actually a site that we just swear. So we're starting out with battery energy system because they have to operate 24/7, 365. If they're down, it costs a lot of money that we save our clients. And then we move to solar, which is the big elephant. That's how we scale. A single customer has multiple assets, just like real estate. They own solar, they own wind, they own energy storage systems. That's how we can go to a compounding of revenue. That is a $2 billion Infiniral accessible revenue potential with plants that are today in the ground. Now, where we're going with this is clearly to electrification and transportation as well. Our team has done that before. How we scale is with Andreas. Andreas has scaled as a director of global services for an inverter manufacturers, going from 20 to 74 countries in 8 years. Then I do this again. Our VP of software built the cloud architecture for a highly sensitive financial wealth management platform that got acquired by Envestnet in Chicago. And I started 14 power management product lines. So we've done that before. But most importantly, we have Jim Gagnon, our board of directors, who built a data company, sold it to GE for $140 million. Super stoked about that. The greatest news is we are revenue positive. We have a contract over $250,000 with a global developer and another contract with another big one following. For that, actually, we're very excited about. We got 20 gigawatts of power in the pipeline. That's 20 million revenues that we identified with clients we have today. 200 gigawatts, that means $200 million could follow on. Where we're raising, closing out our seed round of 1.8 million today is for literally building 10 of these EKGs. With that, we can service our existing 6 clients and get into $1 million plus run rate. And from then on, we scale forward. With that, essentially, it is building machines, building assets, operate the company. We've got a team of 7 PhDs on board, data scientists, to get the AI into the box. And if there's questions, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you. That's good.
All right, Bert, sorry, not Bert, Bert. Thank you so much for your presentation. So our next speaker will be Vijay Koduri, who will be presenting his venture Sizzle.gg. Give him a round of applause. Yeah, we're not doing any questions. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, let me shut this down. I think we might do the same thing. So good thing I got a PowerPoint. Yeah, I download too many.
I think I will shrink their No, I think they want to shrink.
Okay, hold on now. I'm only.
Okay.
Add a picture this.
Yeah, share.
As long as I have
Thanks, SC. Hi, everyone. Great to be here and great presentation, Bert. I would love to chat with you after that. My name is Vijay Koduri. I'm co-founder and CEO of Sizzle, Sizzle.gg. And so what we're doing is we're building automatic gaming highlights, and I'll get into that in a little bit. My background, I spent many years at Google. I was on the founding team of Google Pay and deep in the financial world. My co-founder, Murli, he was in the video editing world, and that's how this project got started. He called me up and said, hey, let's build something cool. And our other co-founder, Alex, is from the gaming world. He was the first marketer at Parsec, a cloud gaming startup that sold to Unity for $300 million. So what are we doing? So we work with a lot of gaming creators, streamers that stream themselves playing on Twitch and on YouTube. Their lives are extremely difficult. To become a successful gaming streamer, you guys may have heard of people like Ninja or Nick Mercs or some of these guys that are making tens of millions of dollars a year. Every other streamer wants to be that. But to get there, first you have to stream for 6 to 8 hours every day. That's typically done on Twitch, sometimes on YouTube. Then in order to get discovered, you have to condense that content into 30-second clips that you can post on TikTok and Instagram. And that's just so people find out who you are. And then as you build up a fan base, you have to engage that community. That's typically done in Discord. And then on top of all that, if you want to make money, you have to start getting relationships with brands so that you can get some advertising. And that's how you sort of become successful. Very, very hard for an 18-year-old creator to figure out all that stuff. So that's where we come in. We let these guys stream on Twitch like they always do, and we take that 8-hour stream and we use AI to crunch it, to create highlights so we can post all their social media content. We've built a Discord bot so we can also post all of that in Discord so they can engage their audience. And we're starting to build relationships with the brands that we would then share money back to the creators. So the first step of what we do is the AI to figure out what are the best moments on a stream. So we have built a whole bunch of video analysis models, audio analysis models, and chat analysis models. The video tells us what's happening in the game. You know, is it a goal in FIFA? You know, where's the ball? Where's the goalpost? We detect all these things. Is the ball inside the goalpost? That type of analysis here, you know, or maybe in Fortnite or PUBG, you know, is there a kill or multi-kill happening on screen? So we detect all of that in video. Is the streamer shouting? Are they loud and excited when that's happening? We detect that from the audio. And is the chat going crazy when all of this is happening? So it's a combination of these signals that tells us what's a good moment. We also have some patents around personalizing that technology. So, you know, when we analyze a stream and we figure out where the funny moments are, where the kills are and all of that, we can then deliver those moments to different people simply by pointing their browser back to the source video on Twitch or YouTube and jumping from timestamp to timestamp. So on a 6-hour video, we can send one 2-minute highlight reel to another person, a separate 2-minute highlight reel to a second person, and so on. And Twitch and YouTube are delivering the video, not us. So that's our patent where we can personalize highlights to billions of people at no additional cost. So this is our streamer dashboard. We have 100,000 gaming streamers on this platform. The first step is they connect their Twitch or YouTube account here. They see all their streams. And then once our AI does its processing, they see all their clips and compilations in the middle. So our output is 15-second clips, but also 3-minute compilations. So the clips typically they'll post on Instagram, the compilations more longer form on YouTube. And then they can one-click share each of those clips. They can download. We also auto-convert to vertical format, so they can download the vertical for TikTok or Instagram Reels or what have you. We launched this about 2 years ago. Oh, sorry. We launched this about 2 years ago and got a lot of great feedback from the community. Even CB Insights listed us as a market leader. We also recently launched our Discord bot, where we analyze competitive tournaments and put all their best moments on Discord. And 50 of the largest Discord servers are using us, so we have access to 7 million competitive PC gamers. This is the list of some of those. And we're starting to work with brands to put ads on our clips going to 7 million, because brands like, you know, Logitech that builds mouses for gamers, they want to get in front of these 7 million competitive PC gamers. So we're looking at pre-rolls, overlay ads, and also a new form of AI that we're building calling in-clip ads, where our AI will determine a flat surface within that video clip and automatically insert the brand. So with that, you know, we're starting to monetize, and we've got, we've already raised about 6 million, and we're doing a 1.5 million bridge round right now to get to our Series A next year. We'll be raising about 7 to 10 million. But thank you very much for the time. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Vijay. Next presenter will be Ralph Odilov of Apex Systems. Where's the remote? There's remote. Yeah, try it.
Oh, there's 2x. Oh. There's a good access point. You don't have to Oh, there's a good access.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ralph Adilov. The point is, so many companies are trying to build a humanoid robots, but where's the point? The point is, no one wants to work in Amazon warehouse at 2 a.m. and doing a packaging. It's too repetitive. It's not for a human being to do that job. So what we are seeing is those industries and packaging industries are just the real problem is the third-party logistics warehouses and distribution centers are having a serious problem, which is a labor shortage. This is a fact. They're in fact, there's in 2019 they have a 32.4% of all-time high labor shortage. So with that, the employers trying to attract some engineers and by paying more to them, which is reaching to the $19 per hour from 16 in the last 5 years. And this is not actually for a solution for them. In fact, this is the warehouses are one of the top fields, which is top 4 fields with the employment turnover. And employment turnover is really bad for the business because when they quit, they have to replace with someone. And replacing is costly, and they have to hire someone, and it takes time. And with the recruiting is costly and time consuming. For this, our solution is a packaging robot. This robot doesn't quit. It doesn't ask for food. It doesn't ask for the insurance or holiday or vacation. It just does the job, and the cost is $20,000 in the 2 year of lifespan. The application is only packaging. We are not trying to do general purpose humanoid robot. Okay, benefits. When we compare the humanoid robot human packager with the robot packager, we saw that the robot packager could reduce the price from $19 to $2.4 by working 80 hours a week. And other benefits, it increases the productivity by 30%, and it will be available on 24/7. And important, it is easy to scale when it's a rush hour or busy time or holiday seasons. It's just you can just plug in and use the robot instead of hiring someone and takes 2 months and to teach them and the management everything. So the market, let's talk about the market. Our buyers are the logistic parties, third-party logistic parties, and fulfillment centers and distribution centers. And our market is a TAM is a $64 billion, and the SAM is 372 million, and the SOM is $3.7 million. And okay, business strategy is all about the business strategy is about the partnerships. What we're doing is we're emphasizing on partnerships and making a partnerships with the logistics and distribution centers. And what we're gonna do is we're trying to charge them based on usage hours. Instead of selling them, it makes it easy for us to scale the product. And competitive advantage, it's all about the vision. Competitive advantage is all about the vision. What the traditional, on top of the slide, you can see traditional ways at robotic arms. What they're doing is they're building an expensive stationary arms, which is not adaptable to scale because it's difficult to move, heavy, and it's not movable. So our solution is visionary and unique. What we are doing is we're building a mobile robot. It's very mobile, AI powered, and also adaptable to any environment. You don't have to change the environment. Robot itself will adapt to the environment. So that's the competitive advantage from the traditional approach. Our traction until now, we built a team. We have 6 members in this team, so all of them full experience with the robotics and the master's degree in robotics. So we have built a prototype, which is with the function of computer vision, manipulation, dexterous manipulation, and locomotion. And I can't play the whole video. It takes time a little bit. So MVP is also, CAD model is already ready for the fabrication. And this is an important part of our presentation. I myself here in Silicon Valley contacted those fulfillment logistic warehouse and global logistics solutions and made a contract with them to test the MVP in the next 6 months. And that MVP is also ready. Just we have to fabricate and program it. And our ask is we're looking for a $500,000 investment minimum from one investor. 100,000 is okay. And the next 8 to 6 months, we're gonna fabricate the MVP and the test in those customers here in Silicon Valley. And thank you very much for your attention. My last my last message is our vision is simple and on the point. Just build a packaging robot and start selling it as soon as possible and generate organic revenue. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Raf, for that amazing presentation there. Our next speaker will be Timothy Cheng, who's the founder and CEO of Cash Homes. Thank you. All right, give it a round of applause there. All right, test. Wait, yep. Where's the remote?
And I would also add
Okay, could you?
I'm just doing it.
Sure, yeah, just take.
You might get on the All right, thanks for waiting, everyone. So I'm the co-founder and CEO of Cash, and what we're doing is we're solving the housing problem for dense cities. So right now, homes are expensive. Over the last 30 years, homes have been getting smaller. Meanwhile, prices have been skyrocketing. This means you pay about $800 per square feet. And that metric is pretty manipulative by developers because they make awkward layouts so that they can maximize the physical square footage. But what you find out is that you get a bunch of units that are not really usable. And you find out your real cost of your home is something like $1,400. And so some people start looking for housing alternatives, such as backyard units, but the entire process is fragmented based on the amount of people and trades that you have to hire. And because of all this outsourcing, prices are uncertain. And so either you get huge markups or you just don't really know what you're gonna get. And not only is this bad for the consumer, but it's actually terrible for the environment because construction is responsible for 38% of global carbon emissions. And so for context, that's 1.6 times worse than the entire transportation sector. So today, I'm pleased to show you our solution to housing affordability and sustainability. So right now, you control the walls through our app, and we make it safe to use through computer vision. And by the time the product ships, you can have a dialogue with our systems or use hand gestures, and it will be able to adjust your home for you. So compared to condos, we're cheaper and we're better than them. So, okay, outdated slide, but you'll see that there's the actual cost of construction for physical square foot to how much you pay, and it's about 40% cheaper compared to what condos charge. And for every dollar that you pay, we provide about 4 times more usable square footage. This is because our system is designed more efficiently, but also because we have multi-use spaces. And our entire process is also easy to use. We're streamlined so that we're a one-stop shop. You just come on our website, you deal with us, and we'll handle everything. And because of our digital models and our prefab systems, we make the entire process predictable. So we tell you exactly what the price is before you pay. And because of our system being more land efficient, that means we use less land, we use less materials, don't need as much labor to build, and that means you also don't need as much energy to heat your home. This means you get embodied and operational efficiency, which is a lot more significant than using more sustainable materials, which we also do. So our team, me, Nick and I studied architecture and engineering. I also did product design. I worked at top offices in our industry. So one of the buildings I did was actually nearby the Google headquarters. My co-founder, Nick, he did prefab projects for Google Sidewalk Labs on site. And he also did a bunch of backyard homes and homes in general. And our third co-founder, May, she's an expert in industrial engineering and artificial intelligence. So she's also done some work on her own previous startup. So we're planning to launch starting in Toronto. And we calculate our market size based on just average price of a backyard home. And we just multiplied it by just the missing homes that we need. And so even if we're only successful in Toronto, we see that we can make at least $2.4 billion a year. So why did we choose here? Well, it's because of 4 reasons: positive regulatory changes, lack of competition, government support, and the workforce dynamics. The government made it so that as long as we meet predefined criteria, you get building approvals within 3 weeks. Competition, there's really none. I'll show you later. And there's a lot of government support and for salaries. Okay, so here's the competition. Traditionally, housing constructions are only able to either solve for like cheaper price or like lower value. They come with lower quality, or you have the high end, like better quality homes that are really expensive. In the middle, you get startups that make their process more efficient by using by vertically integrated, maybe automating part of their process, but they can never actually solve this problem. So what we did is we managed to create a system that does both. And here's our costs, head on time, but we have great profit margins. And so our go-to-market strategy is we mainly want to go word of mouth, but we also have 2 of our investors are celebrities in their own industries. About today's slide, they got millions of followers. And we also have partnerships with someone that has a large startup tech network. He's building a business off our business, and partnerships with realtors. Time. All right, so we did a bunch of stuff. We have 2 customers, about 600K in revenue that's on the way. And that's all in 2.5 months since our pivot. And in the future, we're going to build multi-unit construction hardware. We'll develop more apps and smart appliances. And we'll be raising a $3 million seed round on Monday. And yeah, thanks.
All right, thank you, Tim. Our next presenter is Jana. Is she here? Nowhere. Okay, so our next presenter will be Robert Burke. Give him a round of applause there.
Thank you, guys. I have to switch over here. It's gonna be, don't count this for setup time, okay? Let's see, share screen. Good evening, everyone. My name is Robert Burke. I'm founder and CEO of Sobo. Yeah. Oh, okay. And I'm here from Atlanta, Georgia. That's where our headquarters is. And I'm here to talk tonight about disrupting the consulting industry. Show of hands, anybody know a business owner that makes more than $1 million top line? Yeah, everybody. Everyone does. And the number one problem of these business owners face is that they can't find qualified help. All right. So we're going to help them with that. And there's 2 different types of help. There's Tactical help is where you would go to like Fiverr or Upwork to get some tactical talent, somebody to do your logo or someone to, do your website. But the other type of help that businesses really need, because they really don't need Fiverr and Upwork. I mean, it's okay, but they need strategic talent. They need qualified strategic talent. And let me get my remote up here so I can flip to the next slide. Okay. You guys see that? Okay. So the gap that we're solving for is a lack of strategic talent. And there are, sorry, somebody's blowing up my phone. There are 3 million businesses in the U.S. with that make more than $1 million a year. Now, the $1 million is an important number because if you make less than $1 million top line, you probably can't solve your problems. So, so we focus on those. There's $187 billion spent every single year by these companies, by these 3 million companies in the United States every year, and it's growing at a 10% annual rate. So, I'm painting a picture here. Sadly, 50% of these engagements are failed engagements. So we have to do something about that, right? What does that mean? What does that mean? It means that small business owners lack the ability to assess and improve their business performance, and they're ill-equipped to select and identify and find the right strategic talent to help them. And when we talk about strategic talent, we're talking about executive functioning, leadership, fractional CEOs, fractional COOs, fractional everything. You can, fractional is the future, and it has to be the future. And the reason why it has to be the future is because of major shifts in workforce dynamics. The 2 major shifts that we're experiencing as a country right now, and in fact, most of the industrial world is experiencing it. Number 1, the boomers are aging out. All the gray hairs with all the experience, they're aging out. And the second reason is the birth gap. So nobody talks about this, but we essentially need 2.2 kids per household to maintain population levels. And we're at like 1.6. Now, some countries are worse. They're at like 1.3. Italy's at 1.1. The solution, and it's continuing to drop. That was a 2021 figure. The solution is SOBO. We fill the gap with data-driven algorithmic diagnostics and de-risked engagement matching that connects businesses to qualified talent. The crux of our product is streamlined business analysis or underwriting with a consultant and AI-driven insights that allow for vetted consultant engagement matching. And ultimately, we think we can get that success rate closer to 100. So here's our secret sauce. Number 1, we integrate with your business cloud applications. So think QuickBooks, HubSpot, your finance, sales, CRM applications. We integrate with all of them. We scrape your data, and we build a data profile. We take that profile, we anonymize it, we share it with our vetted consultant network, and we also are developing machine learning algorithms that can take some of the lift off of that to perform diagnostic insights into the business. So think about what I just said for a second. No one's doing this. Then we take those insights, our company requests, and we provide them back to the business as insights. And they can either act on those recommendations by engaging with a consultant, or they can just do a simple search if they know they're looking for like a CEO coach or a fractional COO or a fractional CMO. They can go that way as well. Either way, they're going to get an engagement on the platform. Like when you go to Airbnb and you book a house and you get air cover. So somebody messes up your couch, they'll replace it, right? So same thing with engagement assurance. We assure mutual agreement on scope, fees, deliverables, et cetera. I'm going to skip through the founding team. You can meet me later if you'd like. Revenue model is a dual purpose. We have platform fees, so every small business pays a subscription on our platform. We have 2 models. The top tier is $6.97 a month. For that, they get access to insights, benchmarking, and other core features of the product. The other portion of our revenue is engagement fees. We have a 30% take rate for every single engagement on our platform. 30%. Uber has less than 5. Okay, here's our product screens from December of 2023. We launched with QuickBooks API integration, benchmarking, and insight and match request functionality. We're way past that there. This is an actual signed, delivered engagement plan. $25,000 financial project followed by $96,000 a year $96,000 a year fractional CFO engagement. Okay, a lot of traction we covered, guys. We've done a lot. We launched a rally sales team in March. We've booked $75,000 in platform ARR. We've booked $200,000 in engagement revenue, top line. This is our forecast. It's looking good. We'll break even this year. We do have some competition, but none of them have a true platform features. None of them are a platform. They're just a marketplace. When I say platform, they're not sharing data. So there's no insights. There's nothing on the business. Last thing, funding strategy, and then I'm out. It took me a while to get this technology set up. We are raising a $400,000 bridge to the next round. We've raised $800,000 to date. We've done a lot with that. We still have a couple of months left of run rate to get us to break even in September of 2024, but we're going to leave a little bit more gas in the tank. So if you're interested, we'll use this money for ramping up, for getting the sales going in Raleigh, which is already installed. So the sales engine is installed and we're booking revenue. So all we have to do is just keep plowing the field. Thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you, Robert. And so our final presenter will be presenting from Zoom. So his name is Valentin, and he'll be going from here. So Valentin, let us know if you hear us.
Yes, I hear you. Do you hear me?
Yes. Can you share your screen?
Yeah, of course. I think I can't show my screen because you're already share yours. All right, perfect. Thank you. Is it okay for you?
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, perfect. So, hello everyone. I'm sorry I can be with you today, especially as it's not easy to move on from all these great projects. By the way, I'm going to tell you about a company that's developed software, not hardware, and without AI, I'm sorry. However, I've been with the company for more than 2 years now, and I believe in it as much as if I were one of the founders, you know, and I assure you it really deserves to be known. So this company is Allobiz, as you see, a computer and mobile-based job site and team monitoring solution for small and medium-sized subcontractor in the construction industry.
Wait, Valentin.
Yeah.
Let us know if we can. We're still. The screen's loading right now. Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Is it good? All right, perfect. So Allobiz is a French company. You certainly got it with my French strong accent. Founded in 2017 by Erwan and Frank. And now Allobiz is more than 1,000 customers and 25,000 users and a recent import to the US. And that's why I'm here with you today. So why Allobiz? Allobiz was initially imagined and conceived by Erwan in his quest for entrepreneurship and the desire to simplify everyday life in what is reputed to be a difficult field, construction. And 6 months after the start of the adventure, Frank becomes the first customer. Frank was the owner of a small pocket laying business in Paris with various teams and various sites at the same time. And Frank had a problem, very easy problem. Paper, Excel spreadsheet, and SMS was no longer sufficient to manage the activity, and informations are simply lost, and that's already the case for a lot of subcontractors. I just let you imagine for 5 seconds to get a paper report every day from each employee with what they've done, the hours, remarks, and you have to enter it in Excel to not lose the information. And I swear that's very long and you lost information anyway. So after 1 year with Allobiz, Frank has sold his company and joined Allobiz as a co-founder. And that's why we are very lucky to have a solution that's been designed and thought directly by someone from the industry. So Allobees is designed to be simple as possible for small and medium-sized company, as I said, with just the essential for keeping track of important information from the field to the office and vice versa. So we have 4 functions, no more. Side-by-side communications with messages, photos, and videos, a simple planning for each employee and keep them informed in real time. That's very important in construction. At the end of the day, each employee or team leader report hours spent on each of their job sites. And the last part of the application is whenever you want, you prepare your payroll with the desired variables like overtime, etc. Our target are not all the firms on the construction industry, only small and medium-sized firms, as I said, which need to manage their own workforce, so subcontractors. Currently, it's the beginning of our implementation in the US. I just arrived 2 months ago, so I'm targeting the residential industry and only small firms. But in years and with new features, we can targeting all the subcontractors, either 1,700,000 potential users, and that's huge. As the application, the business model is very easy, $10 by user and a pack for the company, depending on the features required. For example, for a company of 10 people, the price will vary between $140 and $180.
1 minute.
Yeah. Allobees financial growth has doubled every year since 2018, and last November, we have reached the symbolic milestone of 1 million annual recurrent revenue. And finally, last September, we raised 500,000 euros in pre-seed financing, which allows us to enhance the team from 10 to 20 employees and exporting the business to the American market. Here is the team. I think it's the best to achieve our current goal. But of course, Allobees is always looking to grow. And like all tech companies, we are always looking to expand our technical team to push new features and further, like implement AI in our solution, for example, to organize employee assignment based on employee geolocalization, or to be sure to meet deadlines. So what about you? Are you ready to help make everyday life easier for builders? Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you have any question.
How can we ask you questions?
All right. Since we have time, do you want to do a quick question?
Yeah. How do you do worksite monitoring?
Like on the application, we have a huge part for communication. Today's big difficulty in the industry construction is to have information in real time between the field and the office. So with Allobees, you follow in real time what is happening on your job site with communication with your guys in real time, like photo, pictures, videos. You have task tracking, but also time tracking. Like with the time tracking, you know if you respect deadline or if you spend too much hours on your job sites.
So the field people have your app and they're using your app.
Of course. Yeah, of course. So the goal is to deploy the application for everybody in the firm, from the owner to the field worker.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, thank you, Valentin, for your amazing presentation there. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you to you.
All right, I just want to have all the presenters come up on stage. So what we're going to do is we'll one by one announce. We'll have each and every one of you decide who will be our winner tonight. So for a raise of hands, who do you think Bert made a great presentation? Okay, keep it. All right, leave it. Ray, keep your hands up. All right, Bert. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
The question is who's going to invest?
All right, that's 60. All right, 60. All right, what about VJ? What about Rolf? All right. What about Timothy? Okay. And what about Robert? All right. And last but not least, Valentine. All right. All right. With basically one vote above the other for first place, we'll have the winner is Bert.
Thank you.
Runner-up is VJ.
Okay, you
Bert wins by one vote.
Let's do.
All right, cool. Congratulations, everyone. Yeah. And any last words from anyone else?
we invite our Roger to come and do something special. Come on, Roger.
What are we going to do? Selfies.
Yeah.
Group selfie. Let's get a.
Yes,
You guys get a selfie with everybody.
Can everybody face Roger? So, you guys all face Roger.
Well, let's do a selfie with the whole.
Yes, whole group.
Yeah.
You just pick up the right hand. Okay, come on, guys. No, face Roger.
Oh, okay.
Everybody, let's stand up. Let's have a group selfie. This is kind of tradition, group selfie. All right. My arm's not long enough. Can everybody get in? See if I can pan out of it. Which one? All right, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Go. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you. All right, thank you all for coming and wishing you all the best.
And
See you all in the next event, everyone. Thank you.